Oh, hello. They call me Diaz, Dr. Joseph Diaz. Much like this exotic and beautiful orchid, society can be delicious, lovely, interesting, and exotic. Come with me and let's discuss the very nature of society. Come. Are you comfortable? Can I get you anything? Perhaps a drink? I'm sorry I don't have one to offer you. This is an important lesson, and if drinks were to be provided, well, I would have said so on the syllabus, wouldn't I? But I didn't. No, I didn't say so on the syllabus because we're here to talk about society. Video 1, the topic is society. Okay, that's an enormous subject. Society. Societies themselves can be enormous or they can be relatively small. So what makes a society? Well, is it just a bunch of people who happen to be in the same place at the same time? No, that's what we call an aggregate. And that's not a society at all. Is society just a bunch of people who have something in common, like a liver or 7 toes on your right foot? No. No, that's what we call a category. That also is not a society. So by now you should have read the Reading on Sociology guide that suggested that what a society is a collection of people who have something in common that they think is important, and they share a geographical space. What that means is that if you and your brother-in-law Hector have a great deal in common, but Hector happens to be in Paris, France, in a prison, are you in the same society? Well, no, not unless you're also in Paris, France, in a prison. Some of you should probably be in prison now. I would imagine the bulk of you will be in prison probably by the end of the semester. But right now that we all have our freedom and our liberty, what makes it a society? Well, it has to be voluntary. You have to want to be there. And it should also be, and this is an important element, it should be something that helps you to connect yourself and elements of you to other people. So it makes a society. And that's my oldest son who just got home from work. Hey, shut up!
Sorry.
That's all right, son. How was work?
It's all right. How was home?
It was fine. I'm doing a video.
Wait, what?
I'm doing a video for work. Would you like to see? Please, come in. This is my oldest son, Quinn, who's 16. Quinn, say hi.
Hey there.
Now get out of my video, Quinn.
Okay.
Society. It has many components, but the most important component is that it helps you, in the words of Rousseau, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, French philosopher, said in the late 1700s, that society helps the individual to become a whole human. So the idea there is that without society, you could be a person, but you won't ever be able to be a human being. And that was my wife. Hey, huh? Seriously? Huh? Sorry. We're doing our video. That was my wife, Camille. Would you say hi so that everybody knows that you're not mad at me?
Hi.
So Jean-Jacques Rousseau said that society, the element of it, is that it lets an individual be everything that a human being is supposed to be. So if there's different types of society, pay attention here, if there's different types of societies, it must mean that through different types of social connections we become different types of people. Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean that in different societies we become others. It means, pay close attention here, that there are different societies at different times of human evolution, and at each of those times they produce what a human being, what an intelligent social person is supposed to be at that point. So, what holds a society together? Meaning, if you got a bunch of people in the same place at the same time, what makes them a society? Well, there's a couple of theories about that. The first one, let's talk about labor division. My son Quinn just got home. Focus over there on Quinn. Quinn, how was work?
It was alright.
All right, where do you work?
Smith's Marketplace.
Okay, and be completely honest, you work there because it's your favorite thing in the world to do, and it's the best thing that ever happened. You would rather be there instead of home playing your guitar or your sitar. Would you rather be there or home?
Oh, I'd much rather be at home.
So why'd you go to Smith's?
I need money to pay for my guitar and sitar and all that different stuff.
Ooh. Okay, so if you had to be at Smith's 24 hours a day, would you still do it?
I would not.
Okay. So how do you decide how much to be at Smith's versus how much to be at home? Or at school, for that matter. How do you decide?
That's a good question. Well, I've taken the job at Smith's in order for my free time to be more pleasurable. So I don't want to throw away, my free time. I still want to be able to keep as much of that as possible, but at the same time have my free time be at that level of, enjoyment.
Yeah.
So, depending on what I'm doing that week, I guess is the best way to say it.
Perfect. All right, Nathaniel. That's excellent. And we do that every single day, and that's called a cost-benefit analysis. So what he does is he looks at, as he said, he looks at his week. Says, okay, what is it that I want? Well, I want to be able to go hang out with my friends, hang out at home, do the stuff I want to do. What do I have to do to get there? So he decides, like he said, there's a complex balance, and we make the decisions and we change them every day about what we want to get and what we're willing to give up to get it. Now, in a complex society, like we said, we do what's called labor division, and that's part of what my son Quinn does. He plays a sitar. It's like an old Indian from the Indian subcontinent type of guitar, not common for a 16-year-old to play, so they're not available everywhere. So if he wants that, what is he willing to give up of his own time? What's he willing to give up that he does well so that he can get the things that he needs to play his sitar? And the easiest way to do that is to live near a group of people, in this case, Mill Creek, Salt Lake City. You live near this group of people who also can provide something that when you and them meet together in a market, for example, you have something that you could all provide, and without each other, there'd be no ability to have all the things that you want. So what I do is I provide to you guys knowledge and information. You pay your tuition, and maybe you go work at 7-Eleven or something, and you provide me my chili dog and my huge Diet Coke, and then I go somewhere else and somebody provides the gasoline for my car. The wise thing would have been, I guess, to get them at the same place. But the idea is that we all live near each other and we interact near each other because it lets us get the things, here we go, that we actually consider important. My son doesn't really consider Smith's, as he said, doesn't really consider it something that he wants necessarily to do. It's not his idea of enjoyment. But it's only from going there that he gets those things that he really wants. And so when you get everybody who lives in the same area, everybody doing a little bit of what they feel like they have to do, then you get the benefit of having somebody else provide those things that maybe you want but you don't know how to produce yourself. And so why does society exist? Well, it exists because we all kind of share responsibilities. We share roads, we share schools, we share, to put it in a real basic sense, we share work, we share money. And so what holds a complex modern society together? Well, labor division. What that means is there's a few things I can do. I can do orchids, but people don't pay me much money to do that. I can watch TV. I also don't get much money for doing that. But I learn easily, I'm good with numbers, and I read a lot. And so what you do is you pay me to read it and study it and give it to you in a digestible way so that you can get closer to what you really want to do, which is probably get your college degree and do something that you find interesting. And that will only work in a society where they've divided and specialized their labor.